Nice. There you go. Rival Sons, Pressure and Time. I want to thank Jim Norton. He turned me on to a new band. This Rival Sons, they warmed up for Black Sabbath at Madison Square Garden when you went, Jimmy.
Yes.
And then I was like, oh, Rival Sons. And then someone hit me up on Twitter, a guy named Grant Bale, it looks like, at Grant_Bale. He spells Bale strangely, whatever. He gave me a couple songs to check out to start my Rival Sons thing. And I really like that one, Pressure and Time. Nice. They got like a little retro sound to them. Sound a little like you said, a little Robert Plant in there, some Wolf Mother.
He's very good live too. Like, he really sounded good live.
Really?
Yeah, I was very impressed. And it's not my I liked it, but when you're there to see Sabbath, that's kind of what you want to see. But I enjoyed those guys.
Oh God, I really like them. I ended up listening to like 20 or 30 of their songs yesterday. I just went into the rabbit hole because on YouTube they had a playlist, and I just left it on. They're pretty damn good.
Good.
And I heard the name before, but never listened to their stuff. So there you go. Rival Sons, Pressure and Time. And that's how we start. We got Jim Norton. We got Theo Von in studio as well from the start, Theo.
Yeah,
good morning to you.
Yeah, great to see you guys today.
Have we met?
Jimmy and
Yeah,
Opie.
we met. Have we worked together at all or no?
I just met you at the comedy club a couple times.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big fan though. Always been a big fan, man. Yeah,
I wasn't sure we actually did a gig together because I know you.
Yeah, he is a big fan because he came in here a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago at this point, and he was very bummed that you weren't here.
Yeah, I got Jim Florentine.
Yeah, I'm like,
It's fair, but it's not fair.
Yeah, and he pretty much said that. He's like, it's the wrong Jim. I'm like, and that's when I knew I was gonna like this guy. And then it got weird, right? We had a really weird show. You remember, right, Eric?
Oh yeah,
it was very strange.
Yeah, my brother was asking me about that. He's real straight-laced and everything, and he's with Christ and everything.
Yeah.
And he was asking me what was going on.
Really?
Yeah, he'd heard from one of his buddies at the church that I was in here.
Oh,
He's
wow.
real religious, huh?
Yeah, he's pretty devout. But he got a little nervous. He's like, what's going on? I said, man, they got like a frat house over there.
Well,
people were relaxing.
We were hanging up on the director of Batman versus Superman.
You were interviewing the director of
Zack Snyder, right?
You had odd pornography playing where a woman was bowling by shooting a bowling ball out of her and down
you
the
weren't
hall.
here for that, Jimmy?
Yeah.
I felt like me and you were checking that out.
No, it sounds like something I would enjoy.
It was. This girl was throwing bowling balls with her pussy, right?
Yeah, it was the eel clip.
Oh, then she had an eel.
Let me tell you this: it was the worst aquarium I'd ever been to in my life.
Wow! And if your brother is religious, yeah, I can understand why he might want to ask a few questions.
Well, and it was the weirdest question because he didn't see it; he just heard it from a buddy of his, I guess, or about maybe through the church, and he's like, "What's going on?"
Is he older than you?
Yeah, he's like 2 years older than me, but and he's a nice kid. He's a great guy. He's a family man, but he's like, "What's going on?" I'm hearing.
Yeah.
They're doing fish in people's asses.
Well, were you guys religious, or did he convert?
He's pretty devout. I mean, I believe in Jesus Christ, but I mean, he's really in there right now. He's in, he's got a family and stuff, so he's getting into it.
Oh, okay.
So I'll get into it a little bit later.
Did you go to church a lot growing up? More than the Sunday?
We went over there a pretty good bit, man.
Really?
My dad was real old when I was born. My dad was 70. My dad was an old man.
What?
So he used to take me over to church specifically. And we'd sit over there.
Wait, when you were born, your dad was 70?
Yeah, my dad was real old. My dad was born in 1910. He's an old man.
When? Where are you from?
From Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
So how long did he last?
Until he was 86. I'm 35. So let me see. A while.
That was very good math. He said 70 was 80, a while.
That's Louisiana, I guess.
So your dad, my grandma was born in 1910.
Yeah, my dad was older than both my mom's parents, which was always weird because we'd all get together and they'd all it was just weird, man. But
good for him.
And how old was your mom?
He was cool. My mom was 32. She's like 66 or 7 now.
So your dad was 70, your mom was 32?
Yeah.
Oh, your dad
You gotta
ruled.
respect that.
That's right.
Fucking ruled.
You gotta
Good for
respect
him.
that. And how many kids do they have?
My parents had 4 kids.
4 kids. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
I guess they was in love. I don't know. I mean, my mom's she's strange, but
How do they meet?
I think they met at a bar. Because son of my mom used to lay in the yard and drink beer. She used to drink kind of, I don't want to say Negro beer, but a lot of the beer that the blacks would drink, same cans. And she would lay out
Colt
there.
45?
Oh, nothing
Schlitz?
that heavy. Yeah, something schlitzy kind of.
Yeah.
And And so anyway, but I think they met at a bar. 'Cause my mom did used to drink canned beer, which is a little kind of surprising, I think, for a woman.
So your mom's 32, your dad's 70. Do you have any, like, are your brothers like way older, or do you have like a half brothers from your father's side?
I have halves that are like almost 70 now, and then I got sisters that are 2 and 4 years younger.
That is wild.
Yeah, it's got to be
31
weird to
now.
have someone that much older, right? Like a
Right.
65-year-old.
Yeah, it was pretty weird. It was pretty weird. I mean, I feel pretty fortunate because I think comedy gets you into like where at least you can like get stuff out of your head if it's in there.
Right.
Yeah.
But like my younger sister ended up being like a exotic dancer, which is kind of the male version of a comedian. Sometimes I feel like.
Right.
So sometimes that shit got a little weird for her. But
Is she still doing that?
she's out. She's out of the game.
okay.
She's out of the game.
What, did she pull a hammy or something?
That's crazy.
She's out of the game.
She's out. Well, she's pretty hood, man. She's pretty
really?
hood. So
Oh,
she
really?
would say she's out of the game. Yeah.
How did she get out of the game?
I think she did put on a little bit of weight, and the crazy thing, she looks just like me. So it's kind of like tough when they got like a dancer around that looks like you, because then I would meet dudes and I could tell that they had felt like they met me before, but they just been over to the Rick's, to the cabaret a lot,
You got a wild upbringing, my
Yeah.
friend.
Well, we had some weird times, man. But my dad used to take us to church, and it was pretty fun, man. I liked it over there. I like church, man. I think it was just cool. I think if you have a family and stuff, church is a good environment because it's just keeping your family together in a nice place.
Didn't you get impatient? I would always get impatient in church. Like for me, the hour was like, "Fuck, let's go." I could never sit through it. That was the worst part.
I would love to see him in church.
He would lose his mind.
I would just watch that on
It was just the hour long. It was just the hour or 90 minutes, whatever it was. It was just the impatience of having to sit there.
Yeah.
So I'm always amazed when little kids do well in church.
Yeah.
Because you got to sit there.
They do just okay in church.
Yeah, just
you know,
okay. I think is the best.
I go a bunch of times now a year, and I actually don't mind going.
Yeah.
I don't believe as heavily as you. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
But it's a good environment just to hang out, and you learn some good things, some good rules of life, and it makes you think for an hour.
Yeah.
You get your head around some spirituality for a little bit, and kind of think it out in your own head. That's where
Yeah.
I'm at.
I agree with you there. And I'm not like crazy, like I'm not in all the paperwork of Jesus Christ and everything, but I think he's a great role model. And when I die, I'm like, sure, I'll go to heaven if there's a chance, I'm just going to not believe and just be milling around here in the grave forever. That sounds boring.
So you have some doubt that there's an actual heaven.
I think, I don't have too much doubt that there's a heaven. I just doubt some of the paperwork that they got on religion,
Right.
Paperwork's shady, dude.
What do you mean? Like what
Paperwork, old paperwork, like the Bible and everything, like some of that, you're like, come on, dude, this is a couple chapters about animals, like you don't even talk about, like there's some wild stuff in there,
Yeah.
Once in a while, they'll find something washed up on the Dead Sea, or like a fucking parchment that it takes them 40 years to piece together. Because a lot of those records were lost in fires. Like a lot of the old writings and stuff got lost in those. Didn't the library in Alexandria or something like lose a shit ton of old like original material centuries ago? So they don't know exactly what was.
I would like, and then they picked and choose what was going to be in the Bible too.
Yeah.
I want to know what they decided to leave out of the Bible.
Sure.
That might be kind of important.
Well, you see the controversy over the one? There's one. It was Christ married. They found something where they think it said something about Jesus' wife, Mary Magdalene.
Yeah.
And that was a huge controversy. And the church is going, no, that they're misreading it. And
And then I don't trust the church anymore. That's the thing. Like the church is really that's shady.
Well,
but
yeah.
Anyway, I didn't mean to get in all of that.
no, it's interesting.
I want to read the chapter. This is all bullshit that they decided to leave out of the Bible.
Yeah, the disclaimer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, where's that disclaimer?
We were all sitting around smoking some weed, and we came up with these stories. And then we might as well tell you it's all bullshit. Well, we better not put that chapter in there.
They leave out all of Christ's child. He starts when he's born. He's in a manger, and the next thing you know, it's like if it was a movie, it would say 33 years later.
Right.
All of a sudden, he's fucking. It's like, what happened? All the stuff about him being a teenager and lighting dog shit on fire is out of there.
Right. He's all of a sudden walking on water.
Yes.
And,
Where's the middle school price?
He lit it on fire and he rangeth the bell and ran away.
That would be a great chapter to write. The wonder years of Jesus Christ.
Your Christ's teenage years.
I don't mess with people's religions as long as they're not, fucking with us.
Oh yeah.
As long as you don't lop my head off or anything, you believe in whatever you have to believe in.
Yeah, I can't
That's
believe
fine.
people fought so much over religion, and it amazed me people fight so much over it.
Yeah. I'm way more fascinated that your dad was 70 when he had you. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, man, he used to let me drive in places like soon as I was tall enough. Soon as I was 5'2", 5'3", and I could drive.
How old were
He
you?
would let me drive. 11, 12.
You were driving at 11 or 12
And he
years
had a
old.
Cutlass, dude. My dad was kind of hood, really, and he was poor, and he had this Cutlass. And he'd have me drive him up to, like, the post office and then have him to park in there. And he would say, okay, you drive around. I'll be back out in a little bit. Dude, and I remember one time just going around, maybe the first time, and I probably hit 6 or 7 cars going around the block. And his car was such a piece. It was a brown Delta 88 or something. I mean, it was just a straight up brother. It was a piece of brother bait. You know, a lot of brothers would show up.
Brother bait.
Oh, brothers was always coming up asking me to buy it when I'm driving. I'm like, dude, this ain't. My dad's in the post office, and but I remember hitting 5, 6 cars going around the block and picking him up. He didn't even notice. Just bam, get in.
There's your car right now on our screen. That is badass.
Oh yeah,
That
And it
is
wasn't-
old school.
It was.
That's
yeah.
a pimp mobile.
And that's the nice one. That's the nice one.
Isn't that
Right.
what the fucking what would cops drive in the old movies? Isn't that like something that they would have fucking driven in like Freebie and the Beam?
It's like Buford T. Justice's car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Like Barnaby, or what was
Barnaby
it?
Jones. Yeah,
that was our show.
yeah. I think James Caan drove this in 8 different movies.
Oh, you must have watched all the old time shows if your dad was a bit older.
Oh yeah, that was our favorite show to watch. Actually.
Barnaby
Barnaby
Jones.
Jones.
Yeah.
Who's in that? Who starred in that?
Ed,
Buddy Ebsen.
Buddy Ebsen.
Yeah, that was Buddy
And he
Ebsen's
passed
other
away.
show. Oh boy, did he!
Yeah.
We used to call him from time to time.
No way.
Yeah, it started getting sad because the drop off in his memory was pretty rough.
Was it? I felt when Saget was in here. Did you feel like his mind stays pretty sharp though?
Bob Saget?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's a young guy. He's not. He's been around forever, but he's only
55?
58, 59 years
Oh,
old.
wow.
I think he's told me 59. Yeah, I feel like he should be older because he's. I don't know. Like I said, he's been
Yeah. I felt like he was around forever.
forever. Yes.
So Barnaby Jones was a cop. I don't remember. I remember the show, but I don't remember like what it was about. He was a cop who did. What was his big thing?
I just remember he couldn't. He would just chase down a lot of guys with mustaches. That was a big thing. That was a big thing. And I thought as a kid, he just didn't like men's mustaches.
He was breaking up gay porno shoots in the 70s.
Wow.
Oh, Lee Merriweather. Oh God, I forgot she was alive. Yes, fucking Lee Merriweather. A private detective firm in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Yeah.
73 to 80. Okay.
76.
No,
Oh,
so I said the
oh,
show ran.
73 to. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, Jimmy.
That's okay. It was a mid-season replacement. Ooh, what did it take over for? I don't know why I'm interested in this. But what got canceled and had to look at Barnaby Jones for the next 7 years?
It was basically a senior citizen man with a gun.
Yeah, with a young daughter-in-law because they needed the hot, sexy, or cute young
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
What was it? Was that what it was? It was
Yeah, father and daughter-in-law who run a private detective firm.
Ugh,
Yeah.
What did the fucking son do? That his
He
fucking
died.
Oh, all right.
He came out of retirement to solve the murder of his son.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Well, how'd the son die? Oh, he's murdered. Okay, you just
Murder.
answered that. So Barnaby Jones. It was a murder, Sam. So Barnaby Jones became an unretired detective. Okay, I see. That's it.
Very stoic looking Ebsen, huh?
Yeah, he
Well-
didn't play games back then. That was a really shoehorned fucking putting together of him and that young. Because they're like, look, it's creepy if you do it. If you're fucking, it's disgusting. No one's gonna go for that. They're gonna think you're Theo Vaughn's parents.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe
Your dad liked
my
it.
dad thought
He was convincing your mom. This isn't creepy. Look.
Look. Yeah, there's another example that this
Yeah,
worked
the
out.
only other example.
Travis got the Buddy Ebsen clips. Over the years, we called him. You want to hear this? It's a drastic drop off. His catchphrase was "Well, doggy" from the Beverly
Hillbillies.
Hillbillies,
Yes.
right? Okay. How many you got, Travis? Like 3 or 4?
I have 5.
5. So over the years, it was me and Anthony started this a long time ago when we were in Boston, and we would just get him on the phone, and then we would have him do his "Well, doggy." All right, listen to this.
So the first one
Yeah.
is from 96
96.
when he was 87.
87 and 96.
Well, doggy.
Nice, right?
That's good.
Nice.
That was good.
That
All right,
was 98.
That was 96.
96, sorry.
Let's skip ahead 3 years.
Yeah.
90. Age 90.
Well, doggy.
Wow.
All right, he's hanging in there though. He's
Yeah.
90 at that point.
Yeah.
He's holding his
And I
own.
know I was with you for 1 or 2 of these.
Yeah.
It's got,
Wait, there's more of this. The
This
same.
is like a 10-year bit
Yeah.
we did. Go ahead.
All right. So 2001,
Uh-huh.
age 92.
Well, doggy.
Wow. Wow, that doggy's got mange.
We got two more to go. We got
two more.
We got two more
my
to go.
childhood.
We got two to go.
I think they're both. I think they're both from the same phone call.
Okay.
I think you just had him do it twice.
And what year was this?
Oh, he stayed on hold that long.
2002. He's 93.
Oh no.
Well, doggy.
That was almost better than the last one, though. He kind of recouped. He had like a.
He sounded better than.
Yeah, he was taking
2001.
HGH. He fucking he really bounced back.
All right.
It
last
sounds
one.
like his teeth almost fell out, though. He was trying to keep
And
his
that one
teeth
has
in
some
there.
extra letters in it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He sees that as he's fucking making eye contact with the Reaper.
And you got the final one?
The last one.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Well, doggy.
So,
Oh,
yeah. We loved the guy, though. He would call from time to time. He was awesome.
That's amazing you have that cachet, dude.
What year did he end up dying?
2003.
Oh, so we got
We
him
were off the air. We were off the air.
Yeah, we.
So less than a year after the last
That's
one.
so crazy,
Oh,
man. I
wow.
could almost bring up any person, and you guys might have a cachet of them saying, well,
Oh,
doggy.
yeah.
Well, we've been around a long time now, Theo. So
That's awesome, man.
we got help. We got quite the archive.
So here's an interesting Barnaby Jones note.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
All you got to say is Barnaby Jones note. It's going to be interesting. That goes without saying.
in 2010, they released the first season for the first time on DVD.
Yeah.
In one of the episodes, one of the guys, the episode was called The Murdering Class. One of the characters says the N-word.
Yeah.
On TV, and it was all fine and everything. But when
Okay.
they released it on DVD, they bleeped it because now in the 2000s,
It's
considered
not okay.
It's considered
Wait, they
offensive.
beep it off the DVD?
Yep.
I think that is so stupid.
Dude, that's ludicrous.
Yeah, if there was a time it was okay, then why are you trying to change history?
It's an audio delete, but you still hear the N.
That's embarrassing.
Isn't that crazy?
too.
Yeah.
I guess you got to keep the in, and you can't keep Igor in.
Yeah, that, they know what you said. Wow, why you can't go back and change things?
No, I'm completely with you.
I mean, I hate reading about Huck Finn and Nice Guy Jim.
But they actually did that. You remember we did that
know,
story. They took the N word out
That's
of
right.
out of Huck Finn.
Yeah, Jesus, I'm actually going back and putting it into literature where it never was before.
Jim's at the library every afternoon.
Absolutely, I'm just jotting it
writing
in. Not even to that one, just to other ones, other characters.
Moby Dick.
Yeah, Moby Dick is fun.
What did they change that word to again?
I have to look it up.
This is years ago.
Negro Jim? I'm going to guess it's Negro Jim or Negro Jim. Where did they take the race
we
out
used
of
to
it?
know. They took the N word out and they replaced it with something. It was a real big deal.
Oh, Norton Jim.
And I mean, that's a masterpiece. That
Look
book.
at these Norton Jims.
Look at these Norton Jims. People are more offended by that. Oh, no.
They replaced it with slave.
Yes,
Yes,
they did.
that's it,
You're
slave.
absolutely right. So-
Slave Jim. All right.
yeah, but I mean, that's a masterpiece. You can't fuck with that.
It
You
appears
can't
in-
fuck with that shit.
It appears more than 200 times in the book, so that's like a significant.
And for a
change.
long time, no one gave a shit, though.
Right.
They read the book, understood why the word was in there, and that
Right.
was it.
And that word, maybe we should go back and edit Roots and pretend that people didn't talk like that. I just watched Roots the other day. It was on TV. It's, when you turn on Roots, all of a sudden, you don't know where you are in the saga.
Yeah.
But you're like, all right, I'll watch this. And then 5 hours later, you're just sitting there, you're crying, and you're still watching it. Like, oh no, it's Lawrence Hilton Jacobs. There's all these like 70s actors that you haven't thought of in a long
O.J.
time.
Simpson.
Oh, was OJ in that?
Yes.
O.J. Simpson.
In Roots?
Yes, he
Blew
is.
my mind.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
wait.
Yeah, I
He's
believe.
in one for not too long. I think
No, wait a minute. Everyone slow
he
down.
plays a tribal. He plays a very tribal
He's accused
man.
of a murder or something, and they chase him into the next county. Wow.
Does it hold up, the Roots?
Oh, you're right. I think he was in it.
I liked it. I only saw it about 5 years ago.
There's
yes,
OJ.
yes.
Look at OJ.
It holds up in the sense that it was an
Oh,
important
right.
piece of work, but when you watch 12 Years a Slave and how that was done and
Yeah.
fucking the brutality of Michael Fassbender, but Vic Morrow was pretty fucking good, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
As
yeah.
that awful,
Yep.
awful
The
plantation.
plantation
What was he?
owner.
The guy who whipped the guy? I guess he ran the
Right.
plantation.
It is amazing how almost any white dude can play an evil plantation owner pretty
Absolutely.
well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is the OJ scene worth playing? Not really.
Not really.
Okay. He's yeah.
He's running. Look at
Of
those
course. Why would
thighs
he be
on him.
running?
Yeah, he's running pretty fast. LeVar Burton can't keep up with him.
And there's a new version of Roots. that-
Actually,
that
OJ
they're
had
doing
to
for
slow
history.
down. You see how OJ had to slow down to
Yeah.
let LeVar catch up?
But they had to have him doing running football OJ things.
Yeah. And now he's got some kind of wrestling move. He's got him in a headlock there.
Yeah, they're obviously friends of some sort, or maybe it's his father.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's Kunta Kinte's father.
I do have Stuntbrain on the hotline. I don't want to lose him. A quick phone call about the
About Barnaby Jones.
about Barnaby Jones.
Wow. This is
The
cool, man.
primaries
So I'm
last
getting into
night.
the. Oh yeah.
All right, we good? Let's do this really, really fast. Everyone knows Trump won seven states, and you have Cruz won. He won 3. Rubio won 1.
Right.
So with that, let's say good morning to Stuntbrain. Stuntbrain, we got Theo Vaughn in studio, and of course the lovely and talented Jim Norton. What's going on,
Good morning,
Stuntbrain?
gentlemen.
Hey.
Yeah, good times reminiscing about Barnaby Jones.
Was that your show?
No. I don't know
Why?
if it's anybody's show, but it was like a precursor to Matlock.
Oh, Matlock. I forgot about Matlock. You're right.
Yeah, Matlock was kind of better looking a little bit.
Who's that? Was that
Andy Griffith.
Andy
Andy
Griffith?
Griffith.
It was.
Yeah. That absolutely was.
It's amazing that he did that
Would have
role.
been a great crossover, right? Matlock faces off with Barnaby Jones. That would have been interesting. Maybe
Yeah.
just to me.
In Better Call Saul, he wears the Matlock suit.
Yeah, that's right.
He went with that look. He had Matlock on the TV and decided to change his whole image.
And that's how Quincy was introduced. It was a spin-off show, actually. Barnaby Jones busted him and Sam in a rest area.
Oh,
He was giving it to Sam in a shitter through a hole in a fucking restroom door.
really?
And they got arrested, and he came up with a quick improv. He was like, I was checking this man for evidence. So they hired him.
So they made believe it was all legit on the up and up. Wow, I didn't know that, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Stuntbrain. So what are the headlines here? I mean, this is Trump's nomination now, right?
Not quite.
Whoa, not quite comes in from the Stuntbrain.
Yeah, you need 1,230.
Oh no, I understand that, but I mean, his momentum and it doesn't seem it doesn't seem like anyone could stop him at this point. Is what I should have said.
Well, Cruz came out last night and tried to put out the call to coalesce behind Trump and get a group together. And Trump's got 258 delegates. Cruz has 110. And while he picked up another 14 in Alaska. So he has about half of what Trump has.
Mm-hmm.
And if he gets this push to come together, March 15th, we could see something. I think the more certain thing is Hillary, because her superdelegate count, even though Sanders beats her in states, she picks up more delegates because they basically rigged it with party insiders.
I don't understand what a superdelegate is.
The superdelegate
Delegate
is
with a
the
cape.
Democratic Party's.
Blue, Jim.
With superpowers.
They count for 2 or 3 times as many votes as an elected
But
delegate.
why?
And they're appointed because the party didn't want to give up total control to the people. So that tells you a lot about the DNC and how they really trust the voter.
Well, does the Republicans have superdelegates?
No, Republicans do not have superdelegates.
I didn't know that. I thought both
it's
sides had
straight up.
superdelegates until this very moment.
No.
Okay.
It's a straight-up DNC fix to make sure that the candidate they want gets in.
Yeah.
And so Bernie wins a state like Oklahoma handily, and he loses in the delegate allotment by double. It's such an obvious rigging of the system. No wonder he's mad.
And
But
Bernie,
it looks
it looks over for Bernie Sanders.
well. He's going to stay in because he's got so much money. He raised $42 million in February,
Wow.
which is ridiculous.
Wow.
So he's got enough money to hang out, and I think he is going to ride all the way to the convention in Philly just to kind of make things miserable, or in hopes that maybe there's an indictment that keeps Hillary from
He's
actually
like Barnaby
running.
Jones.
Yeah,
Yes, he is.
he's an ornery old man. He just wants to be a pain in the neck.
Yeah, he is, and he's not giving up. But he had a couple of good wins.
Yeah.
And she sounded a lot less confident last night. What did Chris Matthews called her? That she sounded like responsorial hymns at church.
Her speaking, her public speaking, is horrendous.
Yeah, when
it's
she gets
it's literally
shrill.
the word. Yeah, I mean, that to me is one of my main problems with her, and I know that's very shallow, but I listen to her talk.
I don't think that's
and
shallow.
when she talks about going on,
Oh, yeah.
and it's like, oh, you're not motivating me. Just talk. It's a microphone. That's what the microphone's for.
Right.
You don't have to shout when you have the mic.
I said I didn't think it was shallow. I thought you were saying it was shallow of you. Of course it's shallow what she's doing. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Jimmy.
no, I mean,
Yeah.
for me, no, I'm saying maybe it is shallow of me to
No,
only
but-
judge her on her
Oh,
personals or speaking. You were correct.
I was correct. All right,
Yeah.
but I strongly disagree with you. I think it's very important that the president, speaks publicly very well.
Yeah, I just don't like listening to her. And it's like maybe in
She's not
one-on-one she
believable.
wins. She's not believable. That's probably it.
She's not believable.
One-on-one, maybe she's very good. Like you talk to her, like any of these people, when you meet them, they can pretty much win you over.
Of
That's
course.
what
Yeah.
they do.
That's why they try to meet as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Because in most cases, you meet one of these guys, you're going to vote for them.
Yeah.
Because you
touch
felt like
him.
you got that personal connection. Stuntbrain, Rubio's going to stay in there. He was saying the other night, the night before Super Tuesday, that he's going to campaign in all 50 states, even if it means it's just him and his pickup truck.
Well, it's a good thing to say, but I think March 15th is line in the sand.
I'm glad he said pickup truck. That's the vehicle of Joel Rifkin. Very important to mention that. If anybody wasn't sure what Joel Rifkin drove, try to get that in.
Or Scott Brown. Remember Scott Brown won Massachusetts by driving that dumb pickup truck all around the state.
No, I don't remember that.
Rubio needs to hang out till the 15th. If he can pull off a win in Florida, which is unlikely right now, they get all the delegates starting the 15th. On that day, up till now, it's been proportional distribution, but that day is winner take all. And if he doesn't, he's done.
Why are some states winner take it all? Other states they share the delegates more or less, and then some of the states you have to do your vote in front of everybody, and other states you can do it behind the scenes. Why can't it just be one consistent thing across the whole country?
That would make it too easy, and the parties decide. And the parties have set it up to where they can either get interest by doing these proportional distributions to leave kind of fringe candidates still in the game.
Yeah.
So that if they get you get a wider choice.
Okay.
Then once we're going after Super Tuesday, now you've got here are the 3 or 4 guys, and it's winner take all. So it really kind of moves the field a lot faster. So that's what we're going to have on March 15th.
And Rubio's just an asshole. He's making fun of Cruz because Cruz was supposed to win all those southern states. And I'm watching his speech going, well, what about you? You haven't won anything yet.
Well, now let's give him the one he got. He got the Minnesota.
All right, he did get Minnesota, but that's his first win. But he's beating up Cruz when he's not doing he's not even coming close to what Cruz has accomplished.
Yeah, his initial strategy was 3-2-1 in the first 3 primaries, but he's gone 3-5-3-2-2-3-3-3-2-2-1.
Yeah.
So it's not working for him, and unless he gets Florida, but it looks like the governor of Florida is going to endorse Trump.
Wow.
Which would be like a giant knife in Rubio's back.
Wow. And how's the party going to handle this with Trump having a very good shot at being the nominee now? Because a lot of people coming out and saying, I'm not going to vote for him if he's our guy, and I'm not going to support him.
Yeah, big-time conservatives like Ben Sass out of Nebraska.
Right.
He won't vote for him. No way in hell. But he didn't exactly say he'd vote for Hillary either.
Right.
I think it's just going to be a fight till the convention. And pardon the train station. I'm headed to D.C. this morning.
Oh, no. Zipping on down to D.C., are you? For what?
Yes.
Do tell.
A little conservative political action conference.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, sounds like the
pedo convention.
Sounds like the background story of a Barnaby Jones.
It certainly does.
Right.
Headed down to D.C., but what he's going to do is double back from Baltimore and commit the murder, and then go back to D.C. And Barnaby Jones, when he's done fucking his own daughter-in-law, will figure it out. Lee Merriweather, as she's wiping stuff off her back. Wow. With a towel.
I gotta watch this episode.
I despise Lee Merriweather.
I want to see Jimmy's remakes of this.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
Is that the bonus episode on the DVD?
Yes, it's the unreleased one. The network felt it was just too heavy.
But the time it's right now, finally, to release it.
Yeah, they're like, the whole
times have
anal
changed.
sex when he's wiping his dick on a towel. We just don't think that's good enough for prime time. Boo.
Oh, boy, is Theo going to get a phone call from his brother today.
Oh, I forgot he's a religious family.
Hey, we can let you go, Stuntbrain. One last thing. Explain the Governor Christie thing. It's getting a little strange. Yesterday, he introed Trump after Trump's big victories, and then he just was on that stage in the background. You would think that he would have introduced Trump and would have left the stage, but it's almost like this was planned ahead of time, that you stay in the background like that. Is there some kind of deal that was made?
I don't know, but it was the same uncomfortable situation when Sarah Palin spoke and Trump stood behind her for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But now there are memes on the internet of Christie nodding and just looking really crazy.
Yeah.
And 7 newspapers that endorsed him yesterday apologized.
Seven that endorsed who?
That endorsed Christie basically said, hey, listen, we're sorry. We didn't know he'd go out and endorse Trump.
Well,
Why are people so crazy about that?
Well, what is Christie doing? He doesn't have to do this unless Trump promised him something. I'm very confused by this.
Well, he was
one.
doing it. Trump said to him, "Could you just stand there and look stupid?" And he said, "Yes, I can."
Well, let's go back to the 2 things that are probably in the works. maybe some campaign debt help, and maybe Attorney General, or even a consideration as VP.
Yeah. Well,
So those are, as you heard from Donnie Jr., nobody knows what Don's thinking about for the president as the VP choice right now. So,
but I mean,
he wants it.
Yeah, Christie's sticking around. He looked like he was holding in a fart the whole time last night.
He always looks like that to me.
And he can't stand for too long because he was starting to get fidgety and he was rocking back and forth, trying to get some comfort.
I bet you.
And those
I bet
chubby
you
legs of his.
He probably had a deep itch in his asshole. Like it literally felt like a centipede was crossing from one cheek to the other, and he couldn't scratch it. He wanted to jam a lipstick in his asshole and scratch it, but he just couldn't. He had to stand there and shift.
The lipstick.
Yeah, it was just something shaped like that.
I've never heard it put it that way before.
A lipstick or a fucking a rocket pop. Look at it, it's uncomfortable to go.
What are you cleaning? What? Scratch?
I'm just trying to think of just things that you could really jam in your asshole in a pinch.
On that note, gentlemen.
Godspeed, safe train ride.
All right.
Hope you're staying next to Colin Ferguson.
Yeah, don't leave any fingerprints.
See you, buddy.
There goes Stuntbrain. The other thing I wanted to ask him about, but he's obviously jumping on a train. Trump was a lot calmer in his press conference / victory speech last night. He still took a couple shots here and there, but in general, he sounded very a different tone, I guess is the way to put it, right?
Yeah.
Much did you notice that too?
Yeah, very calm. Someone else in the room earlier said very presidential.
Yeah, he didn't want to. He congratulated Ted Cruz. I'm sure he doesn't want to do that, but he knows that's probably a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
To show that he's sort of, with the party in general.
Have y'all ever had him in here, Donald Trump?
We've had him on the phone many times, but he's blown us off since he decided to run for the presidency. And I bitch about that because he's talked to everybody.
Right.
At this point, he's pretty much talked to everybody.
Yeah, get in here.
And we would have him on the phone a couple times a year, probably.
Yeah, he'll come. I'm sure he'll come in.
We had his son in here.
Yeah, what was that
yesterday.
like? What was his son like?
We've known him forever.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a really solid dude.
He is a nice guy. I had something I wanted to check. I was like apartment hunting. This was quite a while ago. And I asked him for some help, and he sent a person who works for them over. And the guy was really helpful. And I mean, he's a nice guy.
Really nice guy. And he knows how to talk.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes into politics eventually.
Yeah.
He's been out there doing some of these rallies, and people are like, right on, man, you're all right.
He seemed yesterday, the way he was talking about everything and handling himself and fielding questions about his father, like he really could be, doing well if he decided to enter.
Well, he's a married guy with 5 kids. There's no scandal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like these guys.
Sober.
Yeah, I mean, they live pretty.
Donald Trump sober his entire life.
Trump?
Yes.
Oh, wow, it's interesting.
And his son, I guess, went down the party road for a little bit, but he's been sober a long time now.
Trump Sr. needs to. Here's what Trump Sr. needs to do better too. He needs to listen a little bit better. Like he jumps in very quickly when reporters and again, when you're the head of a company and you're used to doing that, it's kind of hard to all of a sudden listen to some schlub going, and then are you going to deport them? He's probably like moving along.
Yeah.
But that's one thing he's got to learn to do is just kind of soak it in a little bit better.
Yeah, more compassion. A little more compassion.
Yeah, I asked his son about this about empathy, and I'm sure he has it, but he's just not good at showing it.
He's got to show that a little bit. But his tone was very different last night. It was very interesting to listen to him.
I'm
He
curious.
wasn't
I'd
the
love
wild
to
man
watch.
last night.
No, he wasn't.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm going to vote for him. I'd love to watch Donald
You're going to
Trump.
vote for Trump?
Yeah, because I like Trump's going to Europe tomorrow, dude. I'll stay home from work to watch that. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be exciting.
I didn't know he was going to Europe.
I didn't
No,
know.
not really going to Europe tomorrow, but I mean, like, if he's the president.
I see
it's
what
like
you're saying.
he'd keep the news in business for another 8 years, I feel like.
God, yeah. You're going to watch every time he's on TV.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
But then
I
at the
think
same
we'll
time,
be-
maybe to run out.
But if he becomes president, I think we'll all be a little disappointed because I think he'll tone down his act to a point where we're like, oh, man, I want the guy that's like trashing everybody.
Right.
Yeah, I want that wild Muppet.
You want that to continue in a way because it's really, really entertaining.
Yeah, it's the best.
So it looks like it's going to be... well, Stuntbrain said it's not over yet, but it's starting to look like Clinton
As long as
versus
Sleepy
Trump.
Black is out, that's Ben Carson. That's what I call him, Sleepy Black.
I like Ben Carson.
Well, I do too, man. But he scared me a little bit because he talk when his eyes are closed, and a lot of men don't do that.
Yeah, but he's used to operating on
Brains.
on baby brains when
Yeah.
they're still in the stomach of the mother.
But sometimes
Yeah.
when you
You want
blink,
that.
he keeps going with his eyes are closed, and that's wild, dude.
Yeah.
Close your eyes and talk. It feels like you're really
Yeah.
something's wrong with you.
Yeah. It's just like a jazz singer type thing. You know what I mean? You gotta keep talking. Yeah, he just does that, but he's got that calm.
He's got that vibe.
Oh, 100%.
Low blood pressure. He'll live to be 130. Fucking Ben Carson. Never gets angry. But when he argues with his wife, he's probably like, "You're being a fucking bitch." Smiles, never raises his voice. He's a very deliberate man. That's all.
He's
Yeah, he's very
entertaining.
deliberate.
Very deliberate guy.
He's very entertaining.
I agree.
At that last debate, he begged someone to take a shot at him so he could talk.
Yeah, and he's
was
got no
funny.
shot at winning, but I don't think he's a bad guy. He's just a religious dude, and
He's going to stay in there.
He's
Yeah,
really,
why
really
not?
smart.
All these
Very
guys
smart.
seem like they're going to stay in there for a while.
He's the smartest guy that's running. I mean,
Agreed.
you can't operate on fucking children's, fucking brain stems, and then compare yourself with any of these fucking people.
But I just wonder if Carson can stay in now because like Cruz.
Well, Ed
and,
McMahon left. Boo! Boo! Go ahead. Sorry.
but like Cruz and Rubio, they're spending a shitload of money to stay in the race. I bet Carson's not spending anything because he sort of knows where he is.
Yeah.
He's just sort of drifting, waiting for these other guys to
You
knock
still need
themselves
money,
out.
though. You still need some money.
Yeah, but
to
he's not as
go around the
aggressively
country.
spending.
He's
Yeah,
just
but
at a Hampton Inn, dude. He's basically just working at a
Right.
Hampton
Yeah, you're
Inn.
right. He's not staying in a 5-star hotel.
My theory is he doesn't want to go home to that wife of his.
No, exactly. He's in a Hampton Inn looking at his toes like Scatman Crothers in The Shining when he was in that fucking when he was lounging, just looking at his big dumb feet in that fucking naked lady painting.
I'm sure she's a lovely lady, but I think she's probably calling him every day, like, when are you coming home?
Yeah, this casserole's getting cold.
I'm looking at these polls. You don't have a shot. Why are you still out there?
Why do you
Yeah.
think his eyes are closed all the time?
He's
Yeah.
listening to his wife.
But she's a lovely lady.
She's got her
right,
fingers in her
guys?
vagina. She's like, "I miss you, Daddy." He's like, "Yeah, I can't wait to get back." But I'm in Oklahoma someday.
But this is a very important election. The country's in trouble. I need to be out here.
Can I bring up one thing?
Oh, my God.
that Stuntbrain just said.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about this until this election. That when you build up all this debt running for president, that when you drop out,
They pay it.
yeah, other people pay it. I didn't
Yes.
know that until this election.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that-
Yeah. They make deals with each other.
But like, how fucked up is that? It's like, I'm winning, yet I have to pay the debt of like these other people
Yeah.
that are dropping out, and it's a ton of money.
yeah, it's a little strange.
yeah.
You need a shitload of money to even try to become the president.
Can't even
There's-
imagine, man.
There's Ben Carson. in
That's
this.
Carson.
Oh,
and his
that's his
lovely
lady, huh?
and his lovely bride.
She looks like a wrestler that I knew, like in the 80s or something. I'm trying to think of who it was, though.
Coco Beware.
A little lighter than him. Maybe one of the Middle Eastern ones that they had.
Okay. So we got Doug Benson outside the studio.
Ooh.
We got a very busy show. We also have Jim Gillette calling in today. He was married to Lita Ford. I don't think you know who Lita Ford is, but she was in here. I think I could say it this way. My humble opinion, she's a bit nuts.
Really?
You got to be careful how you say this stuff. But I felt like
I think you're
personally,
pretty careful there.
All right, I personally felt like I was looking at a crazy woman. And she said all sorts of stuff, and boy, did it got back to Jim Gillette and his kids, and he wants in on this.
Wow.
So he sent emails and all sorts of stuff.
On his ex-wife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where you don't know how to take it because marriages are such a fucking volatile, weird things. Anyway, when they break up and when his kid's involved, and I don't know who to believe, and it's like she's talking, and it's like you feel bad for her, because she seemed like a nice lady.
Yeah.
But then we read something from her kids afterwards where they were kind of happy that she was out of their life. And it's a whole fucking nightmare.
right.
She
She
wrote a good
basically-
song for him though.
Yeah,
Mother.
She's basically saying that the guy took the kids away from her and pretty much is keeping them from
So
her.
y'all do marital disputes and everything in here?
Well, we thought we were just going to talk to Lita Ford, and it got crazy.
It got a little odd. Yeah,
It got a little odd.
I just wanted to ask Rozzy questions because they sang "Close My Eyes Forever," as we all know.
Yeah.
And then it just spun out of control.
But Lita Ford said that Jim Gillette brainwashed the kids. It's
Oh, that's crazy. And now I've seen some kids that have been brainwashed, Presbyterians. And
What are you? What are you? Are you
Baptist,
A
that's what I'm-
Baptist. Okay.
yeah, but I mean,
You're
they used
Southern
to have
Baptist?
these kids. Yeah, they used to have these kids that stayed in their yard in our town. The dad made them stay in the yard. The dad was an alcoholic, but he was also small. He was the Elvis impersonator in our town. Small town Elvis impersonator. You don't get any work in a small town, because nobody needs an Elvis.
No. Once they've heard it, they're done with it.
Yeah, but they would let him. But they were Presbyterians, and he made the kids wear really long. Even the boys wear really long clothes, almost dresses on the boys even. And
Continue.
and the dad was a drunk, and And I remember one time he made one of the sons a wooden shirt for Christmas. He made his son a wooden shirt because he spent all their money on liquor. And they used to let him dress as Santa at Christmas time and wave like at the train station, like the train's coming in, and be like a seasonal greeter. And he made his son a wooden shirt, and I remember that boy crying. I remember holding the shirt when they nailed him into the front of it, when they, shut it on him.
Well, how do you take the wooden shirt off?
You just, I mean, it was hard to get off. He kept it on for probably a couple of days, and then they got wasps in it. What? In the summer when it was off of
This is
him.
not a real story.
Yes, I swear to God, it's a true story.
That is, I've never heard
But
of
the
a
dad
wooden
was a
shirt
Presbyterian.
He got wasps in his wooden shirt.
Well, they left it in the garage. I mean, I don't know if it was wasps. It was
Not
some
while
type
he
of-
was wearing it.
No.
Oh, okay.
What do you
But,
do with a wooden shirt? Where do you wear that?
I don't remember where he wore it. I mean, the kid was so jazzed, I guess, because his dad had made it for him. And honestly, some people spray painted swastikas on it too, but not because they were against Jews, because they'd seen it on pamphlets and stuff, and that's what people did. What we were talking about? Sorry, I got off track. But
Where's your shirt? There's a swastika and wasps on it. Wow.
But
I've had one or the other, but never both.
We were talking
I think
about
Presbyterian
brainwashing.
might be the scary. Yeah, and those children were brainwashed, and they had to stay in their yard every day and wear really long clothes.
I understand why you go to church a lot. Southern Baptists, they know how to have a fun service.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can meet a family there. You can meet a wife and family.
Who's the Westboro Baptist? Oh, they were Baptist Church. I just answered my own question.
Yeah, I'm not that. They're
no,
out
no,
there.
I know, but I was wondering what they were. Then I just answered it.
But the Southern Baptists love to sing and clap.
Yeah.
It's a good time. I went a couple times. It's fun, man.
It's fun, and if you go to the black churches, you'll cry about slavery, even though you didn't do it.
Oh, really?
I feel like I did
you're
when I
getting
go in there.
brainwashed.
Yeah,
They're
I am.
brainwashing you a little bit.
That's true.
Yeah. Plus, whenever it's mentioned, every eye turns and just looks at you.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't me, guys.
Let my people go. You're the only person in there.
I don't have anyone.
I know.
You a religious guy, Doug? You up religious? Theo grew up like hardcore religious.
I'm just disappointed right now because I thought Jim Florentine was going to be here.
Theo. I'm like, we'll be all right. Norton's out there being a big star. We'll be okay. Oh, man, wrong Jim.
Yeah.
Switching Jim.
Yeah, Norton's in a mall handing out unsold tickets, going, "Come on by, you'll enjoy yourself. I'll clean it up. I'll keep it clean tonight."
We'll have drink specials.
Come on, guys. Yeah. You want me to read a couple of these emails? These are fascinating.
Yeah, or do you want to do it when he's on the phone? We have a couple. They didn't convince me.
Oh, the emails didn't convince you? Of what? Where are you at with this?
I'll say I think both sides are probably maybe he's more legit with what he's saying.
Yeah.
But I do think that Lita believes what she's saying.
Well,
I don't think she's lying at all
oh, I don't think she's
about
lying.
what she thinks.
But that goes back to what I think. I think she's nuts.
I don't know.
Don't both sides kind of blame the other for putting ideas in the kids' heads when these things happen?
I think so.
It's hard to navigate.
We're going to have the kids on the phone, too. They want in.
Wow.
Yeah. They're 1 and 2, so it's going to be uncomfortable.
I was telling Travis, what are we getting ourselves into? We just want to have a fun interview with Lita Ford. Now we're in this.
How are we in a family dispute?
And now we feel like we have to give Jim Gillette a chance because she was like just motherfucking him on the show.
Yeah, and it was on the prep sheet. I had no idea any of that stuff happened, and it was on the prep sheet. So we just asked her, and it just kind of spun into
We got to
this-
say good shit. This might be read in court.
Right.
Yeah.
And Jim Gillette's email is the best. He's
Should you have given that out on the air?
maybe dump out of that. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't have.
No, he probably wants friends.
I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. I just like this email. Do we dump that? Fuck. What am I?
Whatever.
I just haven't seen an email address
No,
like
I
that
know.
in a while. I got
He's got
excited.
the weirdest phone number. It spells out.
You're right, Jimmy. What the hell? Maybe if I left the other part out, then maybe I could have said the other one. But
Yeah.
His number is KARS.
we probably we might have dumped out of that. Hopefully we didn't. If we didn't get that, I'm sorry, Jim Gillette. But this email is from Lita Ford to Jim Gillette. Let the boys talk to their mother. You didn't have to be such a pussy and destroy them. Burn in hell. Your father, too, old scumbag. The guy that blew up Denver, that's you and your father, evil fucks.
Who blew up Denver?
What does that mean?
And
Is
you
that a football reference? She said someone gutted the Broncos and she didn't like it?
maybe when they had Tim Tebow, he wasn't happy about that move. Evil fucks. And you take it out on little kids, evil scumbags, burn in hell. Signed, Lita.
Wow.
Signed Lita.
Yes, it was weird. She signs all my best.
These are the emails that Jim Gillette sent us. But of course, he's going to send the bad ones. I would like to see all the emails.
This is a real story?
Yeah. And then from Lita Ford to Jim Gillette, what you've done to those innocent boys is beyond low. You are lower than any man I've known, lower than anyone, a total loser. Is this a Donald Trump?
I just want to point out that
My kids are going to be huge.
You've got 3%. Why are you still running? Wait a minute. What is that?
I think this is Trump talking about Jeb Bush. I'm confused.
The guy who told the story about the Elvis impersonator in the small town who made a wooden shirt for his kid
With wasps in
that
it
had wasps and
the
swastikas is
swastikas.
asking if this is a real story.
Yeah, we believe you. You can't believe this. Lower than anyone, a total loser. Those boys don't deserve to be in pain for the rest of their lives just because your parents did it to you. Your parents are freaks, just like your sister. Freaks. You are like a child molester or murderer. Fuck you, burn in hell.
Jeepers.
Why are we in this? I don't want to be in this.
This is insane.
I don't want to be in this.
Well, how did they ever fall in love, the couple?
We had them on as a couple.
No way.
Yeah, I had to be
I don't
reminded.
remember that.
I had to be reminded of it, and then I started remembering. And yeah, they were both all right. They were
You guys
pretty
have been in
cool.
everyone's lives, man. You got Buddy Ebsen losing his mind.
I don't know. Let me read another one. So from Lita Ford to Jim Gillette, who's calling in a few minutes. You know exactly the damage you and your piece of shit father have done to those innocent boys. How could you have done it to them? My God. Oh, my God, strike you dead. Okay. And your scumbag father. Please, God, strike him dead. Piece of trash, rotten hell.
Fucking great song lyrics.
Signed Lita.
Yes. Yes. Regards.
Who is this from?
Oh, my love.
Yes.
It's a twist at the end when her name shows up.
Yes. I hope you die of age with your dick caught in a wood chipper. Sincerely.
Oh, my God. And then,
She's a
chipper.
goose.
and then this one says, the email's below. Dear Lita. Okay. And then Jim Gillette wrote her basically saying, Dear Lita, the emails below are more examples of your unending, irrational, and deplorable behavior. The email at 4:30 could actually be viewed as a threat. Please refrain from engaging in some unwarranted and despicable conduct as it's completely unnecessary and doesn't help your situation with the boys. So she's referring to the ones, obviously, I just read. If you spend as much time trying to mend the bridges with our sons as you spend looking for someone else to blame, your situation with them would have gotten better rather than worse over the last couple of years. You can't continue doing the same thing that originally caused the boys to distance themselves from you and expect anything but further distance. It's unfortunate that your actions and conduct alone have caused such turbulence between yourself and James and Rocco. What's even more unfortunate is that you continue to sabotage any hope of ever allowing James and Rocco to forgive you for the reprehensible way you've treated them and for all the disgusting things you continue to do. Please refrain from making further accusations as copied below about me or James and Rocco's grandfather. I continue to remain respectful even though you've been anything but respectful of us. I cannot continue to accept your out-of-control behavior. Me and the boys have the right to live free of this constant abuse. I continue to encourage communication between you and the boys, but you do not have carte blanche to continue bad acts. Please govern yourself accordingly. So he was basically trying to get her to stop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's from him?
And there's a couple more, just two really quick ones. Do I really care what you think? This is from Lita Ford. Any mother would be upset if she was being kept from her children like you have done. One day those boys will turn on you, just like you turned on your mother and father. You learned it from them. Freaks, all of you. My family could never comprehend the evil that runs in your family. One day those boys will figure you out.
You
Freak.
learned it from them. So remember that racism commercial. Remember that? Who's Jimmy? He's my Jewish friend. Where did you learn that? I learned it from you, Dad. What was the I learned it from you, Dad?
That was the drug
that
thing.
was
drugs.
Yeah.
I'm mixing up two messages.
Yeah,
I never
this was,
caught. Okay.
Somebody's just sitting there at a bar mitzvah they weren't supposed to be at. It's like I learned it from watching you.
Who's? Remember that when we were kids?
it was the kid had a
Racism.
thing
It
of
was,
drugs.
it
was pot.
They were fishing him and the kid.
Him and the grandfather, and it was from the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, he goes, "Who's Jimmy? He's my Jewish
He's
friend."
one of my
I
Jewish
didn't see
friends.
that.
I don't
Well, then
remember
you-
that either.
then
I
you are
remember the
prejudiced. Then you are prejudiced.
You are prejudiced. He says I'm prejudiced. Who's Jimmy? Oh, he's the kite boy that I throw rocks at. Well, maybe you are prejudiced. Can we watch that commercial so people understand what I'm talking?
There it is.
Got it.
I don't remember this. I remember the drug one. But
Yeah.
Okay.
Jimmy said I was prejudiced. Do you know what prejudice is?
No.
Well, prejudice is when you react to someone because of their religion or their color.
But I don't do that.
Who is Jimmy?
Jimmy's one of my Jewish friends.
Then you are prejudiced because you think of Jimmy as your Jewish friend and not your friend.
That's where I learned. See, I was a kid. You don't have Jewish friends. That was the message I took. And you got to go watch that. The grandfather's hat is fucking. It's like a potted plant.
silly.
Yes,
It's a fishing hat.
and this actually got turned into this. It was actually a pro Nambla commercial. That's not even his grandson. That's just some kid he met and was trying to get home. He's like, "I'll take you on a boat if you want."
This is a Buddy Ebsen plot point. Definitely.
Barnaby Jones, yeah. All of a sudden, a fucking a small toddler body and fucking old man jism was found, and they traced it back to this boat in this PSA.
That's a fly fishing hat. I've seen Bob Kelly wear that same hat when we've gone fishing
The
together.
grandfather's missing a tooth also. It's
Well,
like, where did they
He's
put
dressed
it?
like fucking
Yeah, what
Bill
are you gonna
Murray in
do?
Caddyshack. That fucking hat.
That looks like one of the levels on Super Mario. That hat. That's insane.
It's got plants in it. So what are you fucking camouflaging yourself for, you asshole? You're on a fucking boat. You're fishing. Your hat should look like water if you're trying to hide from the fish. That kid is cute though, like the Dutch boy paint hairdo.
Kid has beautiful
Oh
skin.
my God, he's a fucking on a 1 to 10. He's an 11 in fucking kid terms.
Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Oh, the girls must have loved. I wonder where
Yes.
he is now. Where are they now? I want to do a special.
Yeah, where are they now?
He's probably in jail for fucking drugs and sodomy. I thought I was gonna make it. I was in the fucking PSA, the racism thing. All the other kids were jealous.
He
Next thing
killed his Jewish friend.
He's hiding lipstick in his ass.
Was this part 2 in a series? It says PSA 2.
Quick math. Quick math.
Yes.
This kid is probably pushing 50 now.
Yes.
Wow.
This,
Quick
this is PSA too. The first one was him talking to somebody about his black friend. That's probably what it was. He just didn't see the pattern.
Yeah. I never saw that commercial. I don't remember that at all.
That was,
Never saw
that was Saturday morning.
Who's Lamont? Oh, he's the black kid whose lawn we burned crosses on. Well, that's probably why. Thank you.
One more email. So then Lita wrote this as well. You're a liar. You have robbed those boys of their life. You are mental, and those boys are suffering because of your ignorance. Their ignorance, theirs. All right. Nothing wrong with me except you. You are keeping me from seeing my children. I hate you for it. How could you do something so horrible to those innocent children? You are evil, like a murderer. You will pay for it one day, big time. So go screw yourself, loser. Blaming it on me isn't going to fly. We all know it's you. Signed, Lita.
He doesn't call her names in his email to her.
Well,
he
this is the
seems to
stuff-
be the reasonable one.
But here's
Yeah.
this is what's not fair. This is the stuff he sent.
Right.
She didn't bring her stuff.
And there's also whenever you're responding to somebody angrily, sometimes you know that if you're calm and measured and they're angry, it looks better. But again, these relationships stink, dude. They fall apart and everyone thinks they're right. It's a fucking nightmare.
He sent me stuff from depositions, all sorts of stuff here. An agreement that she's not going to drive anymore. Remember, she told the driving story. We got that in
they're
here.
just accusing of the whole driving thing, knocking over mailboxes, and that's a man act. You know.
Who's Rocco? I want to meet Rocco. I feel like.
He'll be on the phone in a minute. The
Madonna's son.
It is really?
Yeah, well, no, I'm just saying, but that is his name. I couldn't think of another Rocco.
Now we're gonna have the kid. The kids are gonna be on the phone with the father. I don't want to do this.
But they're not little kids. I mean,
they're one of
How
them
old
is
are they
18,
now? 18 and like
yeah.
15 or 16. Okay.
So it's not like 7-year-old kids.
But just to get you up to speed, Theo, she told a story that she was speeding and there was somebody in the car that was supervising the visit, I guess. And because she was speeding, the kids were taken away from her.
Yes.
Wow.
Right, that's how
And
she
I got some
lost
kind of court
her
document
kids.
about that.
Because of
in here.
speeding?
Yes.
That's what she claimed.
yeah, it seems there's probably more to it than that.
She also claimed that the kids were wired to record, like they had like hidden mics or wire.
Oh, I believe that.
And she found brainwashing books because she told me their luggage wouldn't fit in the car. The kids' luggage wouldn't fit in the car, so she was going through their bags and found the brainwashing books. It was a really strange day.
Brainwashing books?
Yeah, how did brainwashing for dummies?
Yeah, I don't know. We gave her a very good chance. And I even wrote to her and said, look, you know, if you felt like you were misrepresented on our show, because now I'm like, we're in the fucking middle of this. I'm like, come back and defend yourself if you would like. But I never
Bring
heard
those
back
books.
from her.
I could actually use a little, probably light brainwashing. Something to get back to. You got to ask these kids some questions, Jimmy. I want to hear that.
Well, it's always, it's hard though because they live with their dad, and maybe she was a little difficult, but family stuff is so fucked up, man. It's like it just gets, you don't know who to believe ever. I tend to believe him more, But like reading these didn't convince me that she's this horrible woman. Maybe I don't know if she's bipolar or not because it says that in one of the depositions.
Yeah, we have the bipolar deposition he sent to me.
We should wait till he's on the phone because
we will. We will.
See if we get her to. I don't know if she wants to comment or not. I mean, this family stuff is just so hairy, man.
And is he expecting a verdict out of you guys?
No. I think he wants to
weigh in.
Yeah, he
and
wants
if you hear one
his side out there.
If you hear one side, you should always hear the other one. And I think we're pretty fair. We didn't indict him. I don't know him. I don't know the guy.
How'd they meet?
You know what's a good question? I don't know. But they were both in music, so Lita dated some rock stars. She dated Tony Iommi. Really jealous about that.
Yeah.
Well, love to date Tony Iommi. I really would. I'd be in a relationship. I saw him. He looks great. Barrel-chested. Tony's in good shape.
He's doing all right.
Oh,
That's
he's
good.
better now than he was in 1980.
That's good to know.
What a fucking hunk.
Tim in Iowa remembers when Lita and Jim Gillette were on our show. So go ahead, Tim, quickly.
Yeah, they were there promoting a sex swing.
Wow. So, in happier times, they were promoting a sex swing.
You hope that was happier time. Who knows? That might have been salvaging things as they were going bad. Like, look, I'm not happy. Me neither. You want to buy a fuck toy? All right. Let's hang it in the bedroom. Let's see if that fixes everything. That sex swing wouldn't do it to me. I mean, the idea of it's kind of hot. But in theory, what do you do with it? You put your dick in, and then you push her, and she swings back, and you hope she lands on your dick or doesn't break it.
You look, I don't know, you look a little ridiculous. I'm trying to find the car thing. Yeah. I think they're already calling. Do you want to take a break before this?
I mean, if they're on the phone.
And is Gillette is the guy from the shavers and everything?
No, different people.
Okay.
They're different people.
Right. Should we just keep
I
going?
want to ask him about the shaver I got.
All right, we got Theo Vaughn in studio. We got Doug Benson.
I got that Mach 5, I think it is. What do you use?
I use electric razor.
You do?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not
I
ready for
used a
that.
wooden one.
Yes. Yeah, the wasps just sting my stubble off.
I got to find out what happened to that kid.
Yes.
Google wooden shirt. Find it.
All right, here we go. Let's get into this a little bit here. We got Jim Gillette. Jim Gillette, welcome to the show, buddy.
How you doing, man?
Hey, Jim.
It's been many years, my friend.
I think, I don't know, 6, 7, I don't know.
Probably. And we got your son James on the line. How old is James?
He's 19 in May.
Okay. I feel a little better about this
So,
now.
Jim, you heard when we talked to Lita, you heard how that kind of went down, where it just kind of went from one direction into the other?
Yeah, I did.
And I thought we handled it pretty fairly, considering what we knew.
You know what? I could tell you guys weren't prepared, and I was very thankful that you didn't just jump on the train and let her do her shtick, you know?
Yeah, you never, like we were just saying, with family shit, you just never know who's right and who's wrong. And so do you want to get your side of the story? And what did you say, what would you say that she said that was factually not how you saw it?
Well, why don't you ask James? Because if you're talking to me, it's just he said, she said.
Fair enough.
Well, Jim, let's go back, though, for one moment. Because when you guys were on the show, you obviously were getting along. You're the dude from Rock Scream Tuesday for the older listeners.
Right.
We loved you. And you seemed happy. So when did it start going bad? How many years ago?
A long time ago. And it just progressively got worse. It went from, how would you call it, maybe an episode once a month to an episode every couple of weeks, to every week, to every other day, to every day, to, it was just...
What were the episodes? Just an act of craziness?
Oh, yeah.
Screaming, yelling, hitting? What are we talking about?
All of the above, sir.
All the above. This is what Jim Gillette is saying, okay?
Yeah. And the song that she wrote, I guess, we didn't understand. One of the kids wrote us, which we read afterwards. We didn't know we didn't know, because I asked her how old the kids were.
Yeah.
And didn't she say that they were younger? If anybody remembers, she didn't say that one was 19. She said that they were younger.
I felt like she was representing them as being a lot younger than they were. And in all fairness, Jim, I got to say, we didn't know what we were getting into, or we probably would have been a little more prepared, and we would have found your son's statement, because he says a lot in that statement that we did read the next day.
Yeah.
So was she physical with the kids?
James.
James Gillette. Hey, buddy. Welcome to the show.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, buddy.
And you're 19 years old?
Yeah, 19 in May anyway.
All right. So was your mom physical toward you guys?
Oh, yeah. yeah. I mean, that started going on a lot more when I was probably, I want to say, 13-ish. She started. I mean, sometimes it wouldn't even be on purpose. She would just be in the kitchen throwing shit, like, pots and pans and shit, and all of a sudden, one would hit me and knock me the fuck over. And then I wouldn't know what the hell happened, but I remember one time she was having kind of one of her more famous episodes, and she leaned back to punch me in the face when I was probably about 13. Then my brother Rocco, who was only about 9 at the time, jumped on her before she could hit me, and then she kind of body slammed him into the back of a door, and a doorknob hit his back and hurt him pretty bad. So, I mean, she used to do all kinds of shit. I mean, yeah, I mean,
so it's
pretty messed up.
So when you guys were put with your dad, you wanted to go with your dad, and you felt relief?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, whenever my dad was around, during one of my mom's episodes, he'd step in and he'd try to calm it down. I mean, best he could. I mean,
Sure.
there was no calming down that storm. I mean,
Yeah.
but he'd do the best he can.
How old were you guys when your parents split?
Well, when they officially split,
Yeah.
I want to say maybe 14.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's the question, because I asked her how old you guys were. We didn't expect the interview to go in the direction it went to. So she said she was trying to get you guys back, and you were being held from your dad. And I think I said, how old are you guys? And she's like 14 or 15. I didn't know you were 19 at the time.
Yeah, a legal adult, right?
Yeah,
Like-
absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
she can't. What's
Yeah,
custody? Why
yeah,
is she
she-
trying to get you back? Like,
Maybe I wasn't listening well that day. I felt like the two boys were a lot younger.
Yes.
And that she had no idea where you guys were. And we definitely felt for her. A mom that doesn't know where her kids were.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah,
sounded like
I
you
mean, when
guys
you
were a
look at it
lot
that way, it
younger.
makes sense.
Huh?
Yeah. When you look at it that way, it makes sense. She's kind of she's a 50-something-year-old, trying to pull off the whole sweet, innocent, I didn't do anything image. I mean, my dad is basically the complete opposite, big, muscly, tattooed dude. And, I mean, I could see why people believe her, but, I mean, I'm doing this. I want to kind of set the record straight and, let everybody know that what she's saying is basically the total opposite of what actually happened.
Well, with that point, Lita's trying to say that you guys were brainwashed by your father, Jim Gillette, who's on the other line. And she found brainwashing books in your luggage when the luggage wouldn't fit in the car, so she had to go through your stuff and had to leave the luggage behind, and that's why she found the brainwashing books. I think that's how she said that. You want to comment about it?
Yeah. Okay, so have you ever heard of Anthony Robbins?
Tony Robbins, sure. We interviewed him. He's a handsome guy, taller than I expected. That had nothing to do with the story. Go
He's
ahead.
got a massive noggin, too.
He's a big head.
He's got
yeah.
a big head.
he's got a lot of brain to wash.
He's all head.
Is he?
I mean, he's big head.
Well,
So was it a
people do
personal
well.
power book in there?
Yeah, that's all it was. I mean, I'm a fighter, so I read a lot of those, those books that are supposed to, kind of prepare you mentally more. And I guess she saw it and somehow thought was for brainwashing. It didn't even say the word
A
brainwashing.
lot of those books have a chapter. Never speak to your mom.
Yeah.
Hey, what kind of fighting do you do?
What kind of fighting?
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu and MMA.
Oh, okay. So you're a big UFC fan.
We might see you in the UFC someday.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Do you remember the actual book, the actual Tony Robbins book? Because he's had a bunch of them.
I want to say
Was it
Limited Power.
What was it?
Yeah, I want to
Something
say
about power.
Power.
Okay.
Have you ever been brainwashed?
No, I have not.
But you wouldn't know if you were brainwashed.
Yeah, you were
That doesn't
brainwashed.
seem
You're
like an
just
answer that
saying that.
somebody's been brainwashed would say.
All right, so...
Yeah, I'm pretty obviously a zombie.
Guys,
Yes, Jim Gillette.
I want to know what the book title was. Was it Brainwashing for Dummies?
Oh, no, here we go. Oh, my God. Why are we involved with
Let's,
this?
hey,
Yes.
let's read a book on brainwashing that brainwashes the reader to not want to be with their mom. That makes sense.
Those are bestsellers.
and the courts got involved. Let's say this: the courts got involved, and it's not easy to take kids away from a mom.
Yeah.
In most cases, the mom wins.
Yeah. Or the mom. Yeah.
So it leads me to my next point. She was talking about how the kids were taken away from her just because she was speeding down the highway.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Well, that is obvious. That's just one of the countless reasons. But I remember that day. I mean, super clearly. She and the court-appointed, how's it called, guardian, picked me and my brother up from a So, that's right, supervisor.
So can I stop you there for a second? Let me stop you there for a second because it's kind of important. So the relationship got to the point where you could only see your mom with a supervisor. Why did they decide that's the only way that your mom could be around the kids, you and your brother?
Well, because I mean, you know, they weren't stupid. They knew how unpredictable she was, and I wasn't going to stay anywhere near her unless, you know, at the time I was only 13, 14, so I didn't want to stay anywhere near her without someone there. I mean, she was super unpredictable, and there were a couple times where she started to get crazy, and the supervisor had to say, the visit's over, go home, and, you know, she took my mom out of there, so.
Okay. So now, now the driving incident. Go ahead.
All right, so she picked me and my brother up from summer camp, and
what kind of summer camp is it?
What kind of summer? I don't remember.
You know, the ones that happen in summer.
It was a weird one. It was in January.
My bad. Sorry.
Guys, it was a normal summer camp. It was not summer camp for brainwashing.
Because that's what I was getting at.
Camp,
Hate your mom camp.
Right.
Yeah, right. Well, she picked me up from that, and then, I mean, it was, you know, kind of sort of normal. I mean, I was, to be completely honest, shitting my pants, and then, you know, we get in the car, and I don't remember what it exactly sparked her, but she started, you know, she was driving, which I was really hoping that the supervisor would drive, and I was sitting in the back seat right behind her. My brother was sitting behind the supervisor, and she started screaming, and then she started swerving, and I remember looking up over her shoulder and seeing the speedometer. The needle was at about 105. I mean, I was freaking out because it's not like she was just going fast. She was yelling at us and yelling at the supervisor.
Wow.
And swerving in and out of lanes. I mean, I'm super surprised that, you know, she didn't run into anything or, you know, hurt anybody or kill anybody. I mean,
let me, at this point, there's so many, because I read some of the documents that your dad sent over, like the emails back and forth where she's obviously very mad. But the thing I took from it is, even if you're Jim, you're probably correct. At least she believed what she was saying. Like I'm not reading this thinking, wow, she's lying. I'm like, she at least believes it. What would it take for you to ever mend fences with her, or her to mend them with you as her son?
Well, to be honest, it's not really about that to me. I mean, it's not that she's just like a regular person that did a bunch of nasty shit and she's sorry for it. It's that she's mentally ill, and I mean, I don't hate her. I mean, I look at her the same as I would as, you know, if she had some other sort of sickness. I mean,
okay.
I just don't want to be around that. You know what I mean?
If she was to get help or to do something, if she needs help, if she was to get it, would you be interested in seeing her then, or would you just, it's one of those things that you just want to move on from regardless?
I think I would just want to move on. I mean, even still after these few years of it being over, I mean, she's still saying that she didn't do anything, and you know, it was all my dad, and me and my brother are fucking zombies. So, I mean, that obviously means that she's still a little loopy. So I really wouldn't want to ever be around that, because that's the same shit she was saying during the days that it was happening. So.
Has she been diagnosed with anything officially?
Yeah, I remember the doctors telling us that she was bipolar.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, but I wasn't really surprised. I mean.
Now, she also said that you guys were wired, that your dad would send you and your brother over to the house wired.
Wired? No.
Like for sound almost?
Wired for sound is what she said.
I got the exact quote. I got to be careful because we're in the middle of this, Theo. I don't know why.
I want to go to court.
She said, this is exact, he would wire them for sound, so when the kids came to visit me, they would not speak, they wouldn't stay in the same room as me, they wouldn't pet the dogs, they wouldn't function in any way towards me.
Yeah, it's because I was, you know, scared shitless, number one. But no, I never had any wires or cameras or anything on me like that. No.
You was never wired.
No, never once.
Okay, thank
you. I don't know where she's coming up with that.
Why wouldn't you pet the family dog? She goes, they wouldn't even pet the family dog.
Yeah.
It was a cat.
Was it a chow?
I don't know what the hell she's talking about. I mean, I didn't have any problem with the dogs. The dogs weren't fucking nuts.
Right.
Oh yeah.
She had bipolar dogs.
I don't know. It's
Yeah,
one of those family situations, you know. It's like
Yeah.
where everyone
James,
sees it different. It's-
James.
Yes. Oh, I'm James too. I
Yeah.
think you're talking to me. You have a very commanding voice. Look at how fast I
He's
got
been
in
a bad
line.
boy.
Yes, sir.
James Gillette, did the
Yeah.
dogs try to brainwash you?
No, they did not. Well,
it was their
actually,
tail. It was their tail. Watch the tail go left and right.
no, the little white fluffy one tried, but because of that Anthony Robbins book, I'm pretty strong in the head, so I failed.
So you guys have a good relationship. The dad and the son sound like you have.
They're having fun.
Yeah, like you guys are. I kind of feel like you're bonded by this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta make the best of a bad situation. I mean, we don't really ever talk about it or think
Sure.
about it. It's not a part of our lives anymore. But you know, whenever we have to, you know, we try to, you know, make jokes about it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's basically the easiest way for me to talk about it, at least, because I don't really like talking about this part of my life, to be honest.
She had a couple hit songs though.
Yeah.
Do you listen to the music sometimes and think about things being different?
I'm sorry?
Do you ever listen to your mom's music and think about things being different?
No, I don't.
Probably doesn't do that first half ever. Listen to her music.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Especially the song "Mother." That was creepy. It was that song that she put out a few years ago was intense.
I thought it was a good song, but I could see if you were he went, oh God.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
He prefers the Danzig mother.
Did you not like it?
guys.
I never listened to it.
If your mother wrote a song that said your dad should be crucified and left to die, would that be one of your faves?
Yeah, that was probably a lyric she should have changed. that was probably definitely written in a bad moment. That was not one she should have included.
there was she probably should have been a little more vague in her songwriting, where you're like, I think what she means here is that she wants the husband crucified, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, you probably
She made
wouldn't
it pretty obvious.
Yeah.
They sound well adjusted though. These two.
Yeah, she said that she doesn't know where you guys live. Is that true?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't really matter. I'm not going to talk to her anyway.
Wow.
But
Hey guys.
Yeah.
This is Howie Huckleberry here. I kind of represent Jim and the kids.
Yeah.
Let me just interject for a couple seconds about her not knowing where the kids live, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
And just throw into the hoop here that James mentioned that he does a little bit of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. He's kind of real humble about it. He just won as adult for the first time the gold medal in Houston on a major tournament. So
He's the real
pretty
deal.
well known. And not only that, if Lita wanted to go ahead and visit the kids or try to, it's the
He could
biggest
stop her.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu amateur championship they have in the United States. It's real easy to find out where these competitions are, and she knows or could find out.
Right.
She's made little or no effort into making a match.
Yeah, she knows what would happen, though.
Right. The first effort would be to fix herself a little bit first, and then go ahead and reach out to the kids. And at that time, it's up to the kids to decide if they want to let her anywhere near them. They scared the bejeebers out of them the first time.
Right. Well, that's why he went into MMA, I think, to protect himself, and now he enjoys it, and he's very good at it. She was saying on the show, she was hinting like, I really don't know where, my ex-husband is and my kids are, and she sort of, I asked her about Turks and Caicos because I know you guys lived down there for a while, and she was giving me, she was kind of hinting that she thought that you guys were out of the country. But you're saying here today on our show that it's pretty obvious where they are, and it would be kind of easy to find where the kids are.
Yeah,
I think she just likes to talk crap. Because if she knows if she ever tried to come near us, I mean, first of all, it would be illegal for her to just show up and try to take us away from our brainwashing dad. That I just remember she used to compare to Hitler, which was pretty funny.
Right. Your dad got full custody of you guys a while ago.
Yeah, a few years back. I mean, so I don't really think there's anything she can do. I don't know what the hell she's thinking. She's just going to show up and rescue me from my brainwash. I don't know.
Yeah, and
I have no idea.
What would you do if she just all of a sudden showed up where you were at, James?
Man, if she all of a sudden showed up, I'd, tell her that you're not supposed to be around me. I'd call the police and let them know, this woman's not supposed to be around me.
Right.
And try to stay away from her and basically just tell her to fuck off.
And your younger brother feels the same way.
My brother, yeah, I wish he could talk, but he's got the flu real bad. He's in bed. He's been in bed all day.
Okay.
All right. And you were the one that had that statement that was all over the place, right, James?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you could find that out there on the internet. If your statement says a lot.
Right.
So it
well,
said a lot.
I guess that wasn't enough. So
it cleared a lot of things up after the fact. I wish I knew about that statement when your mom was in here. Or do you call her your mom still, or?
Yeah. What do you call her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
I mean, I don't ever really talk to her, but yeah.
Right.
Did you read her?
People,
Or
it's
talk about her.
obvious
Talk about her. My bad.
It's obvious the first thing on her agenda is not to find the kids, or she would have found a way to be successful at that instead of going around and promoting her new book and writing songs and lyrics about things instead of trying to make amends on her life so she can get back into the kids or have an opportunity to do that. That doesn't seem the most important thing on her agenda.
So she obviously has to fix herself, and she has to realize that before anything else could possibly happen in this.
That's correct.
Yeah, and I don't feel like she's tried that at all. To be honest, I just feel like all of her saying, oh, I never did anything, I don't even know where they are, is just kind of a desperate effort to make herself feel better. To be honest, I mean,
right.
Because she's the one who did this to herself. I mean, I don't care if you're crazy or not. You'd have to feel kind of shitty about that whole thing.
One other thing, before your dad got full custody of you guys, Jim, you sent something over. Basically, the kids were being taken away from you at one point, right? Back in 2010?
That was a fun surprise. That was a fun surprise. The boys and I were hanging out. We were watching movies, and we had a pretty cool house in Florida, and, I had cameras all over, and there's a big pounding on the door, and I look at the cameras, and there's about 6 sheriff's officers there. And, we're like, holy hell, what's going on? And I answer the door, and they tell me I got a lead, that my wife had filed a restraining order. And I said, okay, and they seemed a little nervous because she told them, I train with the Gracies and I'm this jiu-jitsu killer guy. And, they had their hands on their guns. They're thinking they're going to meet, Ted Bundy or something. And I just said, okay, well, can I take
Jim? That was Al Bundy.
Al Bundy. There we go. Oh, by the way, Al Bundy, he's a black belt under the Gracies.
Is he really?
Cool guy. Yeah, Ted O'Neill. Yep, absolutely.
No way.
Ed O'Neill. Wow.
He's a badass?
That's a badass.
Ed O'Neill?
Oh, yeah.
No kidding.
Yep.
From Dutch?
Ed O'Neill.
It's always weird the things you learn about certain celebrities.
Right.
Wow.
I would never think that.
He's the real deal, man.
What?
I didn't know that.
No way, dude.
I'm more
This
excited
is
about
the
that
most
than anything
unbelievable
else.
part of y'all's whole marriage and everything.
Oh, wow. And all you have to do is Google him. There you go.
Yeah. He's a barrel-chested guy.
He's a black belt in that picture, that's for sure. All right, continue. So the sheriffs are at your door. They think there's going to be a major problem. They got their hands on their guns, according to you, and then they take the kids?
No, what they did was they made me leave, and they came in and started talking to the boys, and it was very strange because, well, James, you tell them what you told the sheriff's department.
Yeah, I mean, this was kind of in the peak of all her crap, so I definitely didn't want to be, because at the time she would literally randomly leave the house for like a couple days at a time. I wouldn't even know where she was. I mean, so she was gone for a couple days or like a day or something, and then all of a sudden the sheriff came. My dad came in and told me that your mom has the sheriffs making me leave, and you have to stay here with your mom for a couple weeks. And I told the sheriff that I don't want to do that. I mean, she's nuts. I mean, she's gonna hurt one of us. I mean, at the time, I think I was probably 13. I want to say, so I was pretty young, and I didn't want to be alone in that house with just her and my brother. I mean, that was definitely the last thing that I wanted to do at that point.
And then did they make you do that, or they saw it your way?
Yeah, they did for about. It was just me, her, and Rocco for about. I want to say like a week or two.
Wow. Were there any problems with that arrangement?
No, yeah. There was her usual crap.
Right.
Her usual screaming and throwing things, and I remember that was the night she called me and my brother fucking faggots because when she came in, we were watching a movie with her dad. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she did say that.
Are y'all gay or not?
She said.
You're not?
You said that in your statement.
What were you watching with your dad, Magic Mike?
Yeah, we needed to know what the movie was.
Yeah, I don't remember that. There's probably another brainwashing movie, that my dad has so many of.
But just because you were watching a movie with your dad, she said that. According to you in the statement that is online, if you want to read it. Well, listen, man.
Jesus.
We just want to reiterate that we're representing both sides here. I guess getting both sides of the story out. Because I honestly don't know what actually happened, but I'm
Thank
glad,
you for calling in.
Yeah,
We
I'm glad-
appreciate it. Yes,
I'm
very
glad you
much.
guys got your side out. Did we leave anything out? Anything else you want to say before we hang up, Jim or James?
No, I sent you guys quite a few documents, parts of depositions, court transcripts, and I think those, coupled with the fact that I have sole legal custody, should tell everyone,
Right.
What happened.
Yeah, I want to thank you for the hours of reading you gave me.
No.
Jesus, can you give me like a little one sheet?
Guys,
bullet points,
files, and boxes of stuff. I'm like, what are we doing? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
One other piece of information here.
Yeah.
This is kind of ironic. When Lita says that it's an unfit parenting, et cetera, the reason why we had someone call you to get us onto the show, it's a person that represents us named Lisa and her husband, Peter. They do reality TV, and the reason why I'm representing James and Rocco and Jim is because they have in development a very interesting reality television show about Jim being a great single dad. It's very soccer mom orientated, but a soccer dad, and it's basically it revolves around them going into mixed martial arts, doing tournaments, but basically it's about Jim raising the kids by himself the right way and doing the right thing. It's a great situation, and I love it. And like I said, I wouldn't be involved at the time of my life unless I believed that Jim was a great dad, and Jim is a great dad.
All right, when is that
The
show
kids-
coming out?
The kids are good. Well, they're working on it right now.
Okay.
What the good news is the people with it's P&L Entertainment. They're responsible for, back in the old days, Current Affair. They're responsible for Judge Judy, and they got like 7 or 8 major things on network and cable.
Yeah.
And we're hoping to get to a family channel because this is a family-orientated show. The working title is The Fighting Gillettes, but I'm sure they'll change it to something else.
Fighting
because
Gillettes.
that's all the work.
Fighting Gillettes, not fighting blacks.
All right, thank you guys very much. And a quick question for James before we go: who do you have in McGregor Diaz?
Who do I have or who do I want is a different question.
Both. So I'm going to guess you have McGregor.
Should win, will win.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want Diaz, but probably McGregor.
Yeah, I think McGregor's got that.
Okay.
So-
Yeah.
Well, thank you
Thank
guys.
you,
This
guys.
was certainly fascinating. And it sounds like you're doing all right, James Gillette. It's good to hear.
Yeah. I've been doing great, man. Thank you.
All right, buddy. And Jim Gillette, thank
Appreciate
you.
it, guys.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for the call and good luck, James. All right.
Thank you, guys.
All right, buddy.
All right, there goes James
Take care,
Gillette and Jim Gillette.
I'll say this: I think all sides believe what they're saying.
Sure.
Like, I don't think Lita Ford's lying about what she thinks.
That's what she thinks.
Yeah, I don't know what's right because everyone's going to tell you different stuff, but I don't think she's sitting here being manipulative. I think it's just what she feels.
But I mean, she was saying saying that she doesn't know where the kids are.
Right.
And now I'm hearing that it seems like it's kind of easy to find where the kids are.
And I don't remember if it was her choice of language, but we all walked out of that interview thinking those kids were really, really young.
Yeah.
Which
You thought that too,
I
right?
did, yeah.
Okay.
We were all surprised the next day when we realized
I was
they
confused
weren't.
because then I'm thinking, wait, did she have 4 kids? And she's talking about 2
Right.
newer ones, and maybe
Yeah,
she
that
had
boy sounded
2
adult.
kids from another relationship that we didn't know about. I was very confused when I saw how old the kids.
When you're
actually
winning
were.
mixed martial martial arts tournaments, you're not exactly in witness protection. I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty-
But that says a lot that they first let her have the kids and took them away from the dad, and then now he has the kids. Like so, it's been vetted
In a lot of
legally.
cases, they side on the.
They're
on the
always
mom's
going to
side.
go with the mom. That's
Oh,
what they did initially. Obviously, is
Right.
they at first just thought, well, they need
My
to be with
Twitter
their mother.
exploded. People were like, do you understand how bad the situation has to be that they actually take the kids away from the mother?
Well, they were in
that
court.
rarely happens.
And the father asked a good question. He's like, what makes a mother a better parent? Simply by virtue of her sex. And then the kid falls from a jungle gym and hurts himself. But the
He
father
wants some
runs and rescues
chocolate
him.
chip.
What's that?
Well, I mean, if everything is true, Lita Ford did her son a favor because when you learn about these UFC guys, oh boy,
they're driven.
Well, they've had some issues in the past.
Oh yeah,
that makes them that much better as a fighter.
He's probably gonna end up hurting a woman, I bet, at some point.
No.
Well, Theo's saying if you're mad at your mom, you might.
No, hurt her feelings probably. You might.
Right.
No, I think the piece is
heartbreaker.
fit. You don't think that?
No,
Well,
he
it
seems
does
like he's out of that
trickle down,
situation.
but yeah.
Right.
No, because he seems like he's out of that situation. Like if you get out of that situation young and you're like, hey, look, this is what that was. I'm done with that. You probably have a more rational outlook.
Kid sounds well adjusted too, so maybe he went through some counseling.
He does
and
sound well adjusted.
Sounds very.
I didn't believe that part
very
of
sure of
Rocco has the
himself.
flu. He can't come to the phone. That sounded
He
shady. to
can't
me.
talk.
Maybe he's sick, or also he's also 14. They might not, when you're 14, you might not be as savvy on the radio, and they're like, you know what?
Maybe
just-
his brainwashing isn't complete yet.
Yeah.
He needs another year. And
He needs a few more Tony Robbins books.
a few more Tony Robbins. It's a
still in
Tony
the oven.
Robbins
It's
book.
Tony Robbins.
That Jim Gillette's a martial artist too. That big son of a bitch. He is a big dude, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But if he had all this stuff kind of ready to email, and they emailed all these documents to us last night, he must be like constantly defending himself.
Yeah.
Well,
from accusations.
I kind of felt bad after Lita Ford left us because I'm like, man,
know.
I want to know the other side of this story.
Well, it's interesting because I imagine this is how a lot of judges that litigate these cases. Imagine how much they must feel if you guys are even just feeling like so,
He sent this is the stuff he sent: a sheriff's report, custody agreement with marriage settlement, the Lita driving incident, the deposition on them discussing bipolar, a court transcript he sent me. What else? It just goes on and on here.
Well, the dad should be
The
picking out better
emails.
chicks. I mean, this also sounds like you didn't see any of
Yeah,
this.
he's really bad at choosing.
Yeah.
Well, we've all made those mistakes.
Why don't you guys slow down a little bit? The crazy ones, if that's the case here,
You
could-
never. How can you
certainly
know?
are a bit fun at
Yeah,
first.
you can't know.
Yeah, that's true.
They're
I
a
would
bit
love
fun
to see
at
the
first.
boy.
You're gonna marry a crazy person, Theo.
I probably will.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the boy versus Ed O'Neill for charity to help cover some of the court costs they probably have all incurred.
I don't think Ed O'Neill wants an 18-year-old punching him, kicking him.
Let's see, I think we did it all.
Yes, I got to tinkle desperately.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It feels like when the speeding thing was like she was trying to kill everybody in the car.
Wow. That sounded crazy.
Right? Like she was like
Different story than
if
what
that
she
person,
told.
if that other person hadn't been there.
Yeah, when sometimes you're speeding and angry, that's a bad combination.
Yeah, very bad.
Not good.
No.
And the kid is claiming mental and physical abuse.
Sometimes I speed, but only when I'm late. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
That then when people think I'm speeding for the wrong reasons. It's only when I want to get somewhere quickly.
And he's saying he wasn't wired. He had no problem petting the dog. And he also said that the brainwashing book was a Tony Robbins book. Wow, this is so weird.
Yeah.
All right. I think we did it.
I believe the kid, though. The kid sounded very believable.
Yeah.
Sounds like a nice young
But
man.
I'll say it again. We don't know. I mean, we just wanted to try to represent both sides. And if Lita Ford wants to come back on, I guess we're in it. We might as well take another appearance from her.
Jesus.
Yeah, she won't. I mean, it's.
No, I think.
I gotta let them duke it out. I can't listen anymore to this family drama stuff, man. It's. I don't know what's right and wrong. It's not. I just,
Yeah. Well, we had to do it though.
Yeah,
and
fair.
they reached out to us. It's not like
No. I agree.
no. I, just
think
want the
so.
audience to know that too. It's not like we chased it down to be in the drama.
Oh
They-
God,
yeah.
no! I
Yeah.
kind of didn't want to be part of this.
No,
they
they
were
reached
pitching a
out.
reality show at the end. It felt like a little bit. I felt like.
Yeah, I understood that too. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, but to
That's
show
normal.
that the guy, is a good dad.
Right.
Right.
All right. You've been on a reality show, Theo.
Oh yeah, no, I know
Were
the
you?
drill. I don't think it's going to help the kids.
What
yeah.
show?
I was Road Rules. Remember that show back in the day with the kids playing in the camper?
It was real world.
That's what it was
It
about.
was real world, and
Kids
then there was
playing in a
road rules.
camper.
Oh.
And then you were on the challenges too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Those
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Theo was
Some
one
of
of my
that- 3 or
favorite
4.
characters on those.
Some of that
Thanks,
got
Doug.
some of that got nuts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, once it got nuts, that's when I quit.
The challenges,
Yeah.
because you
I quit
realize
about
I could
11
really.
years ago when the
They
kids.
started being like, "Yeah, we're gonna punch you in the stomach 18 times
Yeah.
and see who wins." What?
Yeah, when they started like trying to. Yeah, when they started like when women started fighting, that's when I got out of that scenario.
You're like, this is
I don't like
nuts.
seeing that. Yeah, I don't see the women's beating each other.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pitching a reality show, but it's just good-natured pranks.
What is it?
Just good-natured fun stuff. Like I go in there and I take the nighttime Tylenol and I replace it with the daytime, and then we follow somebody and we just film their lights on at 3 o'clock in the morning. We realize they took the wrong one. I whisper to the camera, I'm like, we got them. They're wide awake. This is crazy.
But you don't have cameras in the house to see now.
No. We just it's good-natured.
But I think you need the cameras in the house to see what they would do now, after they realize they're going to be awake.
Or I'll put
the whole
this is a
night.
crazy one I do too.
Yeah.
I'll put different prices on things.
Right.
Like I'll put one on the toilet paper and they don't know till they get to the register and they'll be like $4,000 and then the cameras pop up like you're worried, huh? Come on, and then I interview them.
Yeah, it's called You're Worried.
Yeah, you worried, huh?
You're worried.
Yeah, just it's good natured stuff. You put a higher price on stuff.
Yeah.
Or I'll work at a car dealership undercover, and the guy will come in and be like, "How much for this caddy?" And I'll pretend I'm working, and I'll say it's $30. They'll be like, "What?" I'm like, no, I'm just pranking you. And then we'll interview them.
Wait, so there'll be an interview
That's
after.
the end
The
of the
post interview is the best part.
How
every
long's
time.
the interview? How long is the interview portion?
Probably, I want it to be a 2-hour show, so I'm thinking the prank could be as long as I've just described, and then maybe a 45-minute interview with the person about what they
Really
were
get
thinking.
to know
and
them.
Really get to know them, their process, and what was happening.
But you still have 2 hours though. Is that
Yeah.
long commercial blocks in there?
About
or?
2 or 3 pranks a show. I mean, put the
Oh, I
Tylenol
see.
one, wait
Okay.
till the next morning, interview the doorman. What are they usually like? Are they usually this groggy? Didn't you wonder why they were so groggy?
Genius.
Oh God! All right, there you have it.
I would
Leave-
watch that show.
Yeah,
Oh, me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
2 hours, prime time.
2 hours. Prime.
Can we shred all these documents now?
Yeah, I want to see the Lita Ford Uber driver. That's a show I want to see.
yes.
That's a crazy one.
Yeah, so she'd be like that guy that fucking recently was fucking picking people off.
Wow. Yes.
Oh yeah, that guy was out of his mind.
All right, we got Theo Von in studio. People are saying that your special's really good, my friend.
I hope they like it, man.
It's out there now, right?
Where's it on?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Netflix. What is it
It's on
called?
Netflix. It's called Theo Von No Offense.
And I'm hearing good things about your podcast too.
Yeah, we've been having a good podcast called Allegedly. We just had Amber Rose in recently, which was pretty cool. We had Dennis Quaid, which was one of my favorites.
Nice.
That was pretty cool.
You're
to
getting
have
some
in.
real people.
Who do you do that with?
My buddy Matthew Cole Weiss, and he's homosexual, and he's from Philadelphia.
Okay.
And he's Jewish, and I'm straight enough. And
I'm straight
Christian.
enough.
For now. You know, who knows
Straight-ish.
who knows what the
Straight-ish.
future holds, but
What
straight.
did Amber Rose have to say?
That was when she had just talked about Kanye West when they had that Twitter. It was the same day. So
Wow.
She wouldn't talk about the fingers in the ass, though, right?
my buddy, she wouldn't go. She didn't deny it. I wanted to ask her if she took her fingernails off before she did that or not. I just didn't get that question in. But
Yeah, or
she seemed
just-
pretty cool though. Like she seemed also like if you were a white dude, you could not probably fuck her and get it done successfully. Like
I like
she
that.
was-
I'd like her to tell me that too.
Yeah.
That would turn me on. You're not
Yeah.
getting it done, white
You
boy.
can't
Come
finish
immediately.
me.
Oh, I would get sad.
Would you?
Yeah, I would get sad.
I would just be flicking my nipples lightly and just coming. I'm sorry, miss. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Grace.
Call her Miss.
Forgive me, madam.
Oh my God.
Can't help. I did the best I could.
You are
Sign this
such
release.
a beautiful creature. man. But yeah, the podcast is going great. But yeah, it's just exciting to have a special. It's also kind of nerve wracking because before I felt like, and I mean, I know you guys, know, I felt like no one could judge me before. I was kind of safe from judgment. And then once you have something out there, it's like, it's almost scary because then people can judge you.
Sure.
Yeah, especially people that have Netflix. They're just, it feels like everything they could watch any of it because it's all free.
Right.
So they'll click on your thing. Like in my case, they'll click on it and they're probably not, into stoner comedy or whatever. And then, then the hate, the bad ratings come in and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But you learn quickly that that's just a part of it. Like it's
Yeah.
not going to break you. It's not.
You learn most people are just miserable.
But I mean, it's
Yeah.
like it's an immediate reaction, and we all deal with it, and it is what it is. You just don't. It's not a big deal because it's the good reactions come in too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't don't
Absolutely.
drive yourself crazy
Try
about it.
not to believe the bad. Try not to believe the good.
Yeah, I mean, after a few
Yeah,
times, like
That's what they try. To
No,
tell you.
live for the good. and deal with the bad. Like you just, it's all. That's why I look at stuff is because I do like the good stuff.
I start in the morning. Every morning, I have my hands clenched on the side of the sink, and I tend to cry into the mirror, and I just go, "You're not a piece of garbage," and I it's like a mantra, and I'll do that for 45 minutes to an hour and a half every morning.
Wow, you
I
must be dehydrated.
Yeah, I am. A lot of tears, a lot of salty tears. All right, so I guess we should all plug Theo's special. It's called No Offense. It's on Netflix, and you got any gigs coming up? Podcast too?
Yeah, I'm going to be in San Diego next weekend, or like in 2 weekends or something in March at the American Comedy Club. And I'll be coming to Florida and different places,
It's the American Comedy Company.
Yeah, that's where it is. Thank you.
Yeah.
I
It's a good
appreciate
club,
that.
too. I've done
Is
that.
it? I've heard it's great.
It's a really good club.
And I've never
They'll
been.
fire you for saying club instead of company.
Okay, so American
Yeah,
Comedy
glad
Company.
glad we straightened that out.
Absolutely. Thank you.
It
I'm
is a great
excited
club,
to be
though.
getting into some of these clubs. Yeah, so I'm pretty stoked. And then the special and allegedly is the podcast. We interview celebrities. It's a competitive podcast between me and my buddy. We's best friends, but we's totally different because he's, for men's and he likes, he likes Judaism too. He's Jewish as well.
Wow.
So he's total opposites, but we're his best friends.
Well, you both deny what the other person really likes.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. You don't like Dick, and he doesn't like Christ.
That sounds like a great listen.
Exactly. It's like a Paula Abdul song. You're gonna stand back to back and make like a fucking rom-com.
But I think Theo's more open to the idea.
Absolutely. He'll take Dick before the other guy will take Christ.
Yeah,
I
we're
respect
gonna
that.
see how many episodes this goes.
But yeah, one of you guys is going to break sooner or later because who can resist both?
That's hilarious. I'm gonna bring that up.
And Doug, what do we got going on, buddy? Doug Benson in studio today.
I'm in town for my usual sold out Doug Loves Movies show. So there's
Is that the Gramercy?
No reason to promote that. Yeah, it's tomorrow night at the Gramercy.
That's awesome.
And then I'm excited because on March 28th, I have like a 3-episode arc on the new season of Trailer Park Boys on Netflix.
Hey,
Oh, nice.
Good for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Very cool.
Me and Snoop Dogg and Tom Arnold show up at the trailer park because we heard that they had a weed casino.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Is Tom Arnold a weed guy? I didn't know that.
No, he shows up because he wants to fuck one of the Trailer Park Boys, Ricky's on and off fiance. He wants to get with her. Right. We're all fans of the idea is we're all fans of the reality show, and so we show up because Jimmy Kimmel shows on Jimmy Kimmel Live that they have a weed casino. Oh. and Jimmy Kimmel is a fan of the show as well, so it's like we all play ourselves.
I love fucking Tom Arnold is a manic
Oh,
kook. He's
he
awesome.
is. There's nobody that's like
phenomenal.
He's like a truth machine gun.
Dude.
Like he just
great.
Will not stop saying things.
Yeah,
and they're
love him.
amazing.
We've had him in a couple of times, and he's such a fun interview because there's nothing you ask him where he's like, I don't want to go.
Yeah,
there.
no,
so
I
what's a
can't talk
slaughterhouse
about
like? I was
that.
just killing everything. He's fucking it's January, and he's sweating like a fucking Haitian marathon runner.
I was in the room next door to him in a hotel when we were shooting for like a week.
Yeah.
And every single night he was like a gerbil or something on his goddamn. He had a elliptical put in his room, and I just hear nee. I'd hear it for hours every night in the middle of the night.
Well, there's a lot worse places for him to be if he was a gerbil. So thank God it was the elliptical he chose.
He's paranoid that he's going to get fat again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he works
so
out.
He's all about it.
Yeah, he's serious about it. He's like, I got to
that's
have
funny.
an elliptical in my room.
We
Like,
love it.
wow, that's a great request.
But he does sweat a lot.
Oh my
Really,
God!
a lot.
Yeah, it was really, really weird.
Jimmy's got gigs all over the place this weekend.
This weekend, I got Red Bank on Thursday, which is almost sold out. Long Island is sold out on Friday, and then Saturday at the Wellmont is almost sold. And Cleveland is sold out in wherever the fuck I'm there in a couple of weeks. So I have Indianapolis March 10th. Cleveland the 11th is no good anymore. And then the 12th is Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I'm almost sold out in Philly and St. Louis.
St. Louis?
I've never been
Of
to
all
St. Louis.
places.
Yeah, there's less than 100 tickets left in St. Louis in April. So
April 16th at the pageant in St. Louis.
yeah, so
It's
I'm
going to be a
hoping-
sellout in St. Louis. That's
They love
great.
St. Louis is super into like good comics don't go through there often enough.
I heard that's a great place to perform, man. And Florentine has done it, and so many guys I know
they're
have
super
done it.
into it. Yeah,
They are
I
good,
always
right?
have a great time in St. Louis.
It's really real people. I mean, that's real. That's real.
It's
people.
real America.
Yeah, I understand I'm popular in Ferguson. They've been passing my DVD around going, this guy's the goods. So hopefully. Hope I can go there and win over some locals.
There you have it. And the animation, too. So go to jimnorton.com for all this.
The Chip Chipperson
Yes.
animation is up and making money, so.
Great.
You know.
Money, money, money. All right, we got Kristen Shaw coming in next.
Oh, my God, that's right.
She's neat.
You did something with her, too, right,
I did
Theo?
a short with her, yeah, with some really cool, director guys. I love their show, though. I love that Last Man on Earth.
I never saw it.
Yeah, she was
funny.
So funny.
Yeah, she's a very, very interesting and original person.
Yeah, we'll have her on in a few minutes. So I
Cool,
guess we
man.
take a break now.
Yes.
Stay there.
More with Opie and Jim. After this.